Hi friends, Dean here with Escape to Gaming. I've got two video responses planned. This is one of them. I'm going to do the other one probably tomorrow if I can, or possibly the day after. But my friend Scott Bailey of Scott's, I think he calls it Scott's Game Asylum. He's got a good channel. He's changed his name for his channel a couple times over the years. Scott's Game Reviews, I think last. I can't remember what it was called initially, but he's got a good channel. He has really good quality reviews. Someone I met in the UK. We were on a podcast together. I kind of hit it off with him. We like many of the same types of games and kind of violent, over the top, exploitive action games. And so we've hit it off. We've had our ups and downs and disagreements as well. But overall, I respect him and like him. Someone who's got a very honest and candid opinion about video games in the industry and YouTube, and he does these rants, kind of like I've got my escape zone vlog things where I do my vlogs, and he's got one it's called Get Real, and he just kind of clears his throat and calls a spade, and pretty much gives his very candid, honest opinions about what he likes and doesn't like on YouTube and in the gaming community, and with gaming and what have you. He did an interesting thing. There's another UK YouTuber. I don't know, I can't remember the guy's name of his channel. Everyone calls him Daz. Apparently he's got a fairly popular channel in the UK, as well liked, and he's done a lot, I guess, pickup videos. He's got a really stout video collection. He's got all the a lot of older gen titles and names. And I guess he just made a video where he's announced that he's in his mid-40s or something. He goes, "Yeah, I just want to get rid of all this. I'm tired of collecting. It's kind of a void in my life, and I'm collecting for the sake of collecting, and I just want to get rid of all this stuff." He's going to keep... I watched about 10-12 minutes of his video. I didn't have a frame of reference, so I don't know the guy and what he was known for what his channel is known for. I really don't know the guy. But I watched a few minutes of it just to kind of see where he was going with it. And he actually is going to keep a lot of original Xbox games and 7th gen games, and so it's not like he's getting rid of everything, but he's getting rid of a lot of the, probably the Super NES stuff and Genesis and Mega Drive, all of the older stuff that's quite popular and perhaps even valuable. And he's got a lot of TVs. He's got a lot of genres that he likes, probably even more than I've got, that I like as far as genres and what have you. But seems like a nice enough guy. But he's at a point in his life where he just felt it was like he's trying to fill a void, apparently, as Scott puts it. And Scott can relate to him, because he was doing a lot of pickup videos and was collecting for various systems and what have you. And he just felt like it was just an emptiness, because he's trying to fill a void or what have you. And he said, fuck it, and just kind of got rid of most... I don't know if he got rid of everything or most of his stuff, but he pretty much cleaned house and just kind of got rid of this boat anchor that was, weighing him down, as he says, Scott's, he was talking, he lived with his girlfriend, he's moved back home, and he just feels like he's not getting anywhere, and he doesn't want to rely on this gaming and game collecting to fill the void, when he feels there's more things he needs to do in life or kind of get on with his life, which I can certainly relate to. When I was younger, I was very much that way. In fact, I wouldn't even put pictures up in my apartments. I just would have like a futon and a TV on a couple cinder blocks or bricks, And I liked to just this extreme minimalist, to where I could pick up tomorrow and put everything in my trunk of my car and move. I could go to Florida, I could go to Arizona, to Maine, all over California. I didn't want to be weighed down. I didn't want pets. I didn't want material things. But what's ironic is that over the years, the one thing that I've always collected is movies, and I still have to this day. I've gotten rid of quite more than half of them, but I still have over a couple thousand VHS tapes that I can't part with them. It's not like I'm sitting watching the things at night. I haven't watched one probably in a year or a year and a half, but I can't get rid of them. I spend so much time buying them and collecting them. I could buy a new Corvette convertible, literally, with the money I have just in my movie collection alone. I've had, close to 72 to 75,000 in there that I've spent on just my movie collection. So I've got thousands of DVDs and thousands of VHS, and I've got several hundred, Blu-rays now, which I'll probably do a Blu-ray collection video soon. But it's amazing when you really stop and look at what you can spend over the years in this collections. Some people collect coins or stamps, or my dad has a huge book collection. He loves books. He just reams. He could fill a couple rooms of just wrapping every bookshelf with books. But not that he reads them all, but for him it's books. But yet he never, doesn't. I don't see him reading them or going through them. People could say that about me. Well, Dean, God, you've got hundreds of video games and you don't even play them. But I'm getting to them. I'm actually playing a lot of Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 games the last year or so. In fact, I played about 3 hours of the Godfather 2 last night, which I'm really addicted to. It's quite good. I can't believe I passed on it back in '09, but I'm having a lot of fun with it now. I just love the music and the setting, and yeah, it's a little buggy, and it has its lackluster dynamics to it, and graphically and everything. But overall, it's quite fun. It's a very good game. In fact, they could remake that game today with those mechanics and the foundation of it, the mechanics and the way that the RPG elements are built, and that could be a fantastic game today. So, as I'm getting more disenchanted with the newer gen stuff, I'm having fun going back to the older stuff. And again, that's why I'm glad that I didn't get rid of all of my stuff, which I've done over the years. It's funny, with movies, I would never get rid of them. I'd always keep them. I get rid of everything else. Even my car magazines, I had boxes of Carcraft and Hot Rod and Popular Hot Rodding magazine, and Car and Drivers, and just millions of, boxes and boxes of just these magazines I just lug around with me. And finally, I just said, fuck these. I'm never going to read these things. I just threw them all out one day. And there's a certain cleansing, a feeling you get when you get rid of stuff. It's almost like a weight off you, and you kind of feel good initially, but then later you go, oh God, I probably should have got rid of all of those. Some of those were really nice magazines, or almost like, photography books of, high-end cars and stuff. And a few of them, I probably should have kept a few of them, but it is what it is. I try not to beat myself up over past choices and have that regrets all the time, because you can just live in regret. My parents are that way. They're constantly living with the regret of, oh God, if only I had done this back in 1979, I'd have that much more happier. I don't know. And to me, I don't live that way. With video games, like I said, each says a C64. I had close to probably 90 to 100 games, and then one day I got the Super NES. I said, I'm not going to play these. I'm going to be moving on, So I gave the whole system with my games to one of my buddies at work. Oh, he was so thrilled. He just loved it. And I think for about 2 years, he went through a lot of those games. He just was absolutely just thrilled with that system. I was on it, the Super NES. I think the graphics were better, the sound chip was better in it, so that's where it was at. But then when I got the PlayStation 1, I'm like, fuck these Super NES games. I just wanted what was new, the latest thing. And even the PS1, a day came, I kind of hated to get rid of a couple, 4 or 5 of my favorites, but they all went in the end, they all went. And it's funny, now I'm still trying to get back, even half of the PS1 games and PS2 games that I had. But, it is what it is. At the time, I was into what was new, and then when the 360 came out, I'm like, fuck, I was into that's why I didn't like, now I remember why I didn't like the Godfather 2, because it was too much like original Xbox. Again, the graphics are very kind of plain and lackluster, very kind of bland. And you didn't feel like you had a next-gen system. When I played like Wolfenstein from 2009 or, GTA 4, it's like, wow, look at these graphics. This is unbelievable. There was really an enormous quantum leap from 6th gen to 7th gen, And so it's like, fuck, these old PlayStation, I'm never going to play these. I want the latest thing, And I think nostalgia comes as you get older, and all of a sudden later, and especially when I discovered YouTube and Classic Game Room and other things and they're reviewing many games that I loved, and it's like, oh wow, he's going to review, this or that, or this guy's going to review Manhunt, or this guy's going to review Wolfenstein Return to Castle, and it was great to take all that in, and that's like, God, I kind of miss those games now. I wish I hadn't got rid of them. It's like, what did I do, And I didn't beat myself up too much. I said, well, at the time, that's where I was at. I just wanted the latest, newest thing. And what's funny is that now, the attitude that I have towards graphics, I wanted to see things progress and get better and better, to be more photorealistic, so to have that, quote, more immersion and all this stuff. And you certainly can be immersed. But what's ironically is more immersed with this Godfather 2 than I am, frankly, with a lot of these photorealistic 8th gen games, which I start to play and I just lose interest because it's like there's no, they're technically beautiful. They've got the power and the technical prowess in them that makes them very fluid and beautiful animations and everything, but they're almost like the fun is not in them. They're not as fun. They really aren't as fun. You couldn't make The Godfather 2 today. Stuff that's in that game, no way. Or the first Godfather, for that matter. The brothels, the way of, they portray women, the kind of alpha male macho, executions and all that stuff. They would all be toned down, and political correctness would just, like ivy crawling all through it, would just ruin it. So what I'm ironically finding is that to find fun in games and to find non-PC or political correct games, I'm going back to the 6th and 7th gen. So now I'm kind of glad in 2012 I made a conscious effort. I said, well, I'm not going to beat myself up. It is what it is. I'm glad I donated those games to Classic Game Room and to other people because at least they got to review them. Those kind of games got to live on because other thousands of people could see them. So it's a good thing. But I am taking the time to buy back a portion of them. And some people think I'm, collect, because I always do a lot of pickup videos, and lately I've been having huge, here's 15 new Xbox 360 games at a time. And my buddy Jeremy back east has been helping me find a lot of games, and I'm very thankful for that. But it's not about collecting. Oh, I'm going to have a full, I want to have 700-800, Xbox 360. I have I almost am done. I got about just right at 200 or a little, just the physical games alone, I got about 200, and then I've got, God knows, and digitally on Xbox Live Arcade, I've got another 30 games, maybe, I don't know, quite a few. So maybe 230, something like that, Xbox 360 games, and 200, maybe a little over 200 original Xbox games, but I'm almost done. I don't have a hell of a lot of PS3 or PS2 games. I do have a pretty good array of PlayStation 1 games. There's maybe another 20 to 30 PS1 games that I'd like to get. I'm not going to lose sleep if I don't get them, but I'm pretty happy with my collection. So it's not like I've got a big collection. In fact, my friend Jeremy, he's got like, almost every Xbox 360 game. He must have 1,000 of them. 700, 800, I don't know. He's got a lot. And he's got, I think he has a complete original Xbox collection. He's got like every North American release as far as I know. He's enormous collection. Tons of generations. And he just did a PS1 collection video the other day. I was shocked. Just stacks and stacks. And so he's got like 20 times more PS1 games than I do. A lot of them I had never even heard of, And so it's different for everybody. He's young, but the difference is that with John Hancock or with my friend Jeremy, they started collecting years ago, and they were smart. They earlier, kind of like I was with my movie collection, they didn't sell it or trade it in. They kept it. They got games, some of them for $1 a piece, $1.50 a piece, $3 a piece, whatever, and they hung on to them. And he's bought a lot of games. In fact, even his collection videos, this one, here's a Barbie game, or this, I wouldn't recommend it, but I have it in my collection. So he clearly is someone that collects stamps or coins. He's collecting a lot of games. Even if he has never or any intent of playing them, he's collecting them. But he did it smart. He did the bulk of his collection when it was dirt fucking cheap. And he's got the room. He's got, plenty of room for it looks like. So my wife and I scaled down. I had a 2,700 square foot, 2-story house. Now we're kind of down into a little, it's a 3-bedroom house. These are small rooms. It's just, 1,350 square foot house. Very small. It was even smaller than that. I think it was like 1,200 square feet, and they added on a little bit to one of the den and dining room. But it's small, and we're maxed out. There's no more room in the attic. There's no more room in my closets. My little, 6 by 8 foot shed out back that I'm looking at right now is just full. There's like no more room. And in fact, I'm going to have to get rid of this beautiful 32-inch Toshiba, analog TV I'm looking at in front of me because there's just no room. I'm going to have to put a little set of shelves in there just to fit some more games. So, and we're talking about where I may have to lose this game room. If my mother-in-law someday when she passes away, she has a lot of antique furniture. My wife wants to have this room for her original bed set, which is beautiful, like from Germany. It's a gorgeous antique furniture, and she's got some nice things that someday that she'll inherit or have, and she's going to need the room for it. And my game room means everything to me, but I'm not going to put that before my wife or before our mutual goals. So I'm prepared to box the shit up, and I may keep 20, 25 games out where I can kind of see them, but what I'll do is I'll have them all categorized and in boxes, and I'll have each box labeled 1 through 25, whatever it is. I'll know if I'm looking for these titles, that's in box 3, or these titles or PS3 games are in box number 12 or whatever. And it's a hassle, but that's the way it'll be. We've been talking about possibly building a much bigger shed, like a 10 by 12 foot shed that I'll insulate and put electrical in it and have it out back with a little AC unit in it to keep the temperature controlled. And I may put kind of like a very streamlined game room, just have wall-to-wall shelves, my little analog, 27-inch Sony Trinitron, and pretty much shelves all the way around it with maybe 1 or 2 windows in there, very simple. And that'll be the bulk of my collection if I have it in there. Now we're talking about possibly leaving the state of California and retiring because of my health problems, and my wife even, we're looking at the end. I mean, I hate to be morose, but I may only have 20, 30 years left. I don't know. The last 20 years went by like that. I mean, and so I have to think about every dollar I spend. That's going to be, because I'm going to be retiring at some point in the next, probably decade or less. And that means that every dollar I'm going to have to think about that. We're working to pay our house off. I'm going to try to pay it off so that way all we've got is utilities and my property tax, once a year. Property tax, $2,000 or $3,000 a year, and I could easily come up with that. Probably do segue into my art and sell enough paintings to pay my property tax and to live modestly. My wife, she puts a lot of her income away in pensions and 401ks, and so there's quite a bit there. Not quite enough to live comfortably on now, but maybe in 15 years when she retires, there could be enough to live modestly. So we've been thinking about scaling now. We may even move into a smaller place down the road when I retire. In fact, we're going to be going to Hawaii, to Maui pretty soon, and we're going to be looking at property, condominiums, and very small homes, like 1 and 2 bedroom homes over there, and thinking about where could we retire and be happy, but live on a shoestring. And it may mean getting rid of a lot of the shit that I've got, but I won't get rid of my games. I mean, what I'll do is I'll pare it all down and just put it in boxes. Like I said, I'm almost done collecting. I could easily fit all this stuff in a pile of boxes that I could put in a mini storage, let's say, climate control storage unit. And then as I want to play certain games, I'll go and pull out, take a weekend, go in there, dig out box 3 and box 12 or whatever it is, and pull out the few games here and there. And then, once a month I'll have a stack of, 10 or 15 games or whatever to play at a time. And, we could live it. We thought about it. I'm looking forward to scaling back and just really streamlining everything down to just, could you live in a 1-bedroom condominium? Could you be happy with less? 1 TV? Do I need, multiple TVs, multiple bedrooms and all this stuff? I mean, in America, we have so much here. You really, and as I get older, I pretty much live in my couch in my living room. I mean, I don't need a whole lot of room. And I'm very modest with my goals. And when I was younger, I had to have a big house. And, you got to impress all your friends and family. I could give a shit about all that stuff now. And I think that some people collect, and maybe that's why they collect. It's part of a status thing. Well, here, look at my game room. I got 25,000 games here, And I mean, everyone's got their own thing, and it can become a status symbol for some people. You got your John Hancocks and guys. It's very impressive to see that kind of. I mean, the guy is talking now about opening a museum, which is interesting. I don't know who's going to go to a museum to look at the spines of old Sega Genesis and Atari 2600 boxes, but it's interesting, At least he has some fairly noble goals with that, but I've never had such intentions or lots. I gotta have a huge collection. I want to have every Wii game and Xbox 360 game. I could care less. There's only so many genres I like, and I'm real happy. The 200 games I have, if I can add another 20 or 30 to that, I'd be happy. And I'm getting games like the Command and Conquer games. I've never played them, but I've always wanted to. So I'll probably get the 3 or 4 Xbox 360 Command and Conquer games, or get them for the PS3 or whatever. I don't even care at this point which system it's for, just to have them. And maybe I'll play one of them. Maybe I won't play all 4 of them. But it's just nice to have them to where I have that choice and option. And that's kind of my prerogative, or my my goal, or my criteria at this point. I'm so close. My God, I could almost do it this year. Like I've mentioned before, I spend less than 5% of my income, not my wife's, just my income alone, on my hobbies, which are my movies, my CDs. In fact, I'm ordering the Escape from New York remastered CD, which I did a custom order on it. That's going to wait a week or so. It should be here. So once a month I'll buy like 1 or 2 CDs. My CD collection's almost done. There's like very little left. I'm mostly focusing on jazz CDs and soundtracks and things like that, but I'm pretty happy with it. So I've got that CD, but that comes out of my thing. So if I get that CD, that means it's that many less games. I just went and got Body Double on Blu-ray recently and did a custom order on that. It was apparently hard to get, but I found a copy of it. Came in, when I went down to my Dimples to pick it up, I didn't even look at the games. I mean, normally I go make a beeline right for the 6th gen games. And because my friend Jeremy, I've made a commitment where I'm only going to get games through him. I don't even want to see what's at Dimples anymore. I don't want to look, because I may see something I like and I'm going to end up paying more than twice what I should for it. And I've got to really look at every dollar that I have. I can't do that anymore. I can't go nuts. So I'm paying him basically $100 a month. And then each month he sends me a box of 15 or 16 games or whatever it is. And they're great games. I've got some very good games. I'm happy with the games. He's found games that I've looked for 2.5 years and can't find. So I'm very happy with the progress he's making. And it may take me a couple months to pay him. Probably another couple shipments tops. And I'll be done with those. Then we're going to go after like PS1 and PS2 games, what's left of those. There's a few Genesis and Super NES games, maybe 8 or 10 of each that I'd like to get. Not too many, really. And maybe someday I'll rely more on emulation. I got my modded Xbox, which my buddy Steve is trying to fix right now. We found out the DVD drive worked. It just doesn't work. It's not compatible with that year thing. He took the DVD drive out and put it in an old Xbox system, and it worked fine. Read the disc, but with my 2003 one, it didn't work for some reason. It's compatibility with the pins. I don't know what it is. So he's going to try to find like a Philips drive, a better drive for it. So it'll be done soon. I'm looking forward to getting my modded Xbox back. And it has, like I said, over 4,300 emulated, Super NES games. And there's some Atari games. It's got a pretty good array of games, from even, Neo Geo games. It's got a really good amount of games. Not everything, but pretty much the bulk of what I'm interested in, which is good. But, getting back to this long-winded thing with Scott was talking, he could really identify with this guy Daz, because his guys, and Scott was at that point where he just said, there's more to life that I want to do, and this is, for me, it's filling a void that, it feels good. It's like the hunt. It feels good hunting. Oh, look, here's 10 Sega Saturn games I've always wanted. Wow. And you get them, and you do a pickups video, and you hold it up, and it feels, you get that high off it from the hunt. And I get that. I kind of miss that going to my Dimples. It's not the same. All of a sudden, my friend Jeremy called, hey, Dean, I found you this game, this game, this game, this game. And, oh, that's great. He sends me pictures and shows me the inside cases. Oh, it's got the manual to hold in. It's exciting. But I kind of miss the hunt where I'm looking and pawing through. And, oh, wow, look, I've been looking for 3 years for this. And then find something, you've been looking for. And so I kind of miss that aspect of it. But again, I can't afford that dynamic anymore. The retail prices are just gone up too much. Prices are up, and even on Xbox 360 games, I can't do it anymore. I can't look and pay $20, $30, $40. I mean, I've got Forza Horizon 2. I've got as a digital download that came with one of my 320 gig hard drives or whatever. I already have the game installed, so now that game, to buy the physical copy, which I had and gave to someone, That's worth like $45 now. Even Xbox 360 games are getting fucking expensive. So even though I like to have the game, it's like technically I do have it. I really don't. It'd be nice to have the physical release, but I may have to cross it off my list. I mean, I'm at the point now in a lot of games like the Stubbs A Zombie. I'm not going to pay 80 or $100 for that. So I crossed off the list. You know, Jurassic Park, Operation Genesis. I really wanted that game, but now they got the new version of it on the PS4. It basically is the same premise. I would much rather play that with better graphics. So I'll get that for 20 or $30 and save, you know, $80 because it's $100 for that game now. I'm not going to pay it. You know, if I had thought ahead, and I could have got the Stubbs A Zombie factory sealed for $20 at Dimples years ago. I remember seeing it, still sealed, brand new, for $20. And I go, that's outrageous. God, I can get all the other games for $3 to $5. Why would I pay $20? And what is it? You play as a zombie? I don't know. I like the artwork on it, but I didn't know. Now I kind of am interested in playing it, but I'm not going to pay that money. I won't. And I'm, you know, Outrun Coast to Coast 2006. I'm not paying $100 or $85 for that. Fuck that. I can buy a lot of games with that. I can buy 10 to 15 games with what that game costs. So I have to be realistic, you know, and so it's different for each person, you know. I don't want to bag on people like my friend Jeremy that are collecting huge collections. If like you thought ahead and were smart enough and do it, but you don't spend a disproportionate amount of your income on your hobbies. And then, you know, meanwhile you can barely make your, you know, utility bills or make the car payment or whatever because you're putting so much money into the hobbies. I have a very strict budget. I will not spend more than 5% on my movies, music, or, you know, books as well. Any entertainment that comes out of that. If I want to go to the movies, you know, a theater, which I can't anymore, that would come out of that budget. So if I buy a couple more Blu-rays that month, that means it's that many less, you know, video games I'm going to buy. So I'm on a very tight budget, and I'm strict. I will not go. I won't fudge. I won't make exceptions. We had recently, my wife got Amazon Prime, and like my friends, oh dude, you can get the, you know, Twin Peaks, you get the whole box set for half price right now, and it's like, no, it's a great deal, and I mean, believe me, I would like to have it, but you know, I have them on DVD. I mean, it'd be nice to have them on Blu-ray, but I can't rationalize spending that kind of money right now, and just because I have Amazon Prime doesn't mean I can go apeshit and buy everything under the sun and have it magically show up at my front door with 2-day shipping, as nice as it is. Not taking anything away from Amazon Prime, it's good. My wife she likes some of the shows that she likes to watch. I don't know what they are. I think there's like Man in a High Castle. There's like one show that looks interesting, which I'm actually interested in watching. She got some stuff. We got a new rug for the hallway, you know, free shipping, came in like 2 days. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's pretty neat. But getting back to my deal, I mean, everyone has to decide for themselves, and just because one person finds emptiness in collecting doesn't mean that everyone is going to have emptiness in collecting. If your priority, now, I mean, I'm married. I've had all the cars I've ever wanted. I've lived all over the country with ocean views and beautiful homes and apartments and condominiums and a view of I had 2 places with a view of Catalina Island over the Pacific. I mean, I've had some beautiful, you know, several Corvettes and beautiful cars. I've had everything I've ever wanted pretty much. So because I had all that stuff, to me, to have a game collection now, I don't feel like I'm. If I was still single and all that, well then maybe I could be misplacing my priorities by putting everything into a movie or game collection. But for me, I have all of those big things in life, so I find a lot of joy in that collecting, in the process of collecting. But the day is going to come soon, you know, where it's going to be over. Now, that's not to say that I won't, a year from now, when I'm done with my collection, all of a sudden someone holds a game up. Oh yeah, man, I love this, one of my favorite hidden gems games, and wow, I've never heard of that, I've seen it. Well, maybe I'll buy 2 or 3 games a year as I discover them or come across them. But the good news is that my collection's done. Because I have a lot of anxiety over these prices going up. I don't want to just wait. Oh, could get that down the road. Then down the road, it's like another Operation Genesis deal or Outrun Coast to Coast where I can't afford it. So because of that, I have a little bit of anxiety, and I want to just get it over with. I just want to get the collection over with. So I may not get it all this year. I'm going to at least get the Xbox and 360 games, that part of my collection, done this year. And then next year I'll probably wrap up just the PS1 and PS2 and PS3 games. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, just a handful of Genesis and Super NES games. I probably won't get a Commodore 64. I probably won't. I got to be realistic. I just want it over with. To be honest, I just want it done. And then I can, whether they're on display or not, doesn't matter. I don't even have room to display all the games I've got. I've got a lot of them in my closet now, which I'm moving my TV shows off to make room for other shit. So I've got so many strategy guides. In fact, I got a strategy guide collection video I want to do real soon. I've had a couple of requests for that, and I'm pretty happy with my strategy guide collection. There's definitely more, another 20 or so that I'd love to have, but and that's what I'll do down the road when I'm done with the games, and maybe I'll pursue getting some movie posters or some strategy guides I've always wanted to get or used to have at one time or something. But I kind of want it over with, to be honest, because it's fun to collect and I like doing the pickups videos and stuff, but I want to get to the point where I can start playing the games more. Now, I've been working on a treadmill for months now to try to catch up. We're going to be leaving for, like I said, Hawaii in a few weeks. I'll be gone for 7 days, and I've always wanted to go, but because I put so much money into my cars and other bullshit over the years, we never took a vacation. My wife and I, we go away for like one night once a year. We never take a trip. And I said, I'm 55 years old. I've never been out of the fucking country. I want to at least go to Hawaii, maybe go to Alaska someday as well. And just see things, And my wife is doing pretty well. Her promotion that she got a big bonus, which like more than pays for the Hawaii trip. And then some. Back, she went out and bought a new Bowflex exercise thing with her bonus, which, like I said, we already paid off the air flight tickets and the condominium and everything. So she's doing pretty well, which is nice. It kind of compensates for the fact that with my health issues the last 3 years, I'm making less than half of what I used to make. So that's why I've had to really limit the collection. But for some people, it's very rewarding. Having a collection, it can be constructive. I wish I could say I have my kids. I got my little boy Johnny here, and I'm going to leave the collection to him someday. I wish I had kids that had an interest in it. My daughter, I don't think, could care less. She'd just as soon sell it all on eBay and have the money. So I've already told my wife when the time's right, I'm going to have a list of every game and what they're worth. I'm going to prioritize. These are your AAA games. These are ones you want to put on eBay and get top dollar for. These other ones. So if something happens and I'm not around, I want her to sell these things. There's no posterity. I don't. It's just they're video games. They're going to be gone. As long as my consoles and games last long enough for me to enjoy them, that's all I care about. It gets recycled and other people can enjoy them sometime down the road. Meanwhile, my wife can get compensated and she's got a little bit more money to live off from if I'm gone. Then that's fine. So that can be kind of a dark, morose concept to some people, but that's the reality of it. We're here on life to enjoy it. And as you think about the things you want in life, you will magnetically draw those things into your life. You'll have the movies you want. You'll have the music and things, or even friends and relationships. If you focus on something enough, you'll be amazed at how you'll draw those things into your life. So I'm very happy with what I have. In fact, if anything, I want to have less. I'm not going to get rid of my movie collection anytime. The same thing with the movies. If something happens to me, I just sell the whole lot. Say, here's 5,000 movies. Give me, so many thousands of dollars. They're yours. You sell them, all of it, because it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. These are my things for my fun. These are what I enjoy. Right now, I'm having more fun with that Godfather 2 than all these new AAA 8th Gen PS4 games. I haven't even played the Far Cry 5. I have it here. I've been interested. I've been so disenchanted with the news and political correctness. It's just ruining like 2/3 of the games now. I don't even know if I'm going to get a PS5. I know I'm certainly not going to get the next Xbox iteration or even an Xbox One. So that could save me money. I can just go back and just play all the PlayStation 4 games I've got right now, and I can certainly enjoy all my PS3 and my Xbox 360, original Xbox, and PS2 games for years to come, PS1 games too. So that's what it's all about. That's where I'm at. Put in the comments how you feel. Do you collect just to collect? Do you find that you're collecting to fill a void in your life? Do you find that there's more to it than that you really get a satisfaction out of it? It's more than just status symbol. Do you collect just to collect, or just to show it up in a YouTube video and then you're on to the next thing? I mean, is it a void you can never fill? Do you see the day coming where you can literally, honestly say, that's it, I've got what I want? Which is what I'm really, honestly, every year I keep telling myself, that's it, this year I'm going to finish my collection. But it never comes. Other things get in the way, and right now I got to come up with $800 for a set of brakes for my Challenger, and so that's a big priority. I mean, meanwhile, the car is just sitting there. I can't even really drive it, or not too much. I drive it for local errands, but I don't want to wear the brakes out just yet. They're getting pretty thin. They're getting down there, and so I got to make it last. But I can honestly say that it's not an empty, vacuous thing I'm doing. To me, there's meaning behind it. It's a nostalgia thing, yes. Part of it is that being reunited with a loved one, kind of with those favorite games. I mean, I got so many great games here that I love. This old Outrun 2, great game. I mean, all of these. SSX Tricky here. This one's a great one. Steven Spielberg, Secret Weapons Over Normandy. I played this all the way through and beat it. This I've never beaten, but I still enjoy playing this today. And I got Outrun Arcade on the Xbox 360. It's just great that I can play these, whether it's now or 3.5 years from now or 15 years from now. Maybe I'm deluding myself, but for me, I want to have the option to play them, even if I only play a fifth of what I've got. I want to have that option, to have it there. And the same thing with the movie collection. If I want to see a movie, I want to have it in my collection. If it's something that's really dear to me, I want it in my collection. Same with music. I like owning it. A lot of people don't get my Dean. What's the problem? What's your problem with online-only game? I don't get it. Just enjoy it for the season that you have it. And it's just me. It's just how I'm wired. I like owning my experiences. That's why I have my collection there. It's different for everyone. So put down the differences. Put down what it means to you. Why do you collect? Do you see the day coming where you may just say fuck it and just get rid of everything? I've got a few friends that are getting kind of disenchanted with gaming overall, and I wouldn't be surprised if they say, I'm done with gaming. I'm just going to sell it all, fuck it. Or just keep a system with 5 or 6 games or whatever. I've kind of done that in the past, and I don't want to do that again. I'm the type where I really kind of measure twice and cut once. I can't afford to make expensive mistakes anymore, so every single expenditure I make, I have to make it count. I cannot afford to waste any more money or time from here on out. So anyway, that's my long-winded response. I'll post Scott's a link to his video down below, and then Hiep Scott has in his video a link to the other fellow's video, which you can watch if you want. He seems like a nice enough chap, and he's kind of coming to a crossroads, and you kind of see the heaviness that he's at. He's like, I don't know what he's going to do with his YouTube channel, because it was kind of all built around his collection and his pickup videos and all that. But the future's wide open, and that's the beauty of it. There's times where I've thought about shutting my channel. Fuck this. I'm going to shut this channel. I'm too old for this. No one here wants to hear my old, narrow-minded views on anything. But I still do it as long as I have the response that I have with the audience that I've got and a few friends and viewers that seem to like me or what I have to say. I'll keep doing it. That's why I do this. I love the hobby. It's a lot of fun. Even if the future goes to shit, there'll still be something that I can play. I'm sure there'll be a few games or nice indie games or racing games, something I'll be able to enjoy. And I certainly get a lot to talk about, I'm sure, from my past experiences. And even this Godfather 2, it's like a brand new game to me. I'm having so much fun. I may do a review of it, or I show some gameplay of it soon. I'm having too much fun. As I'm leveling up, you unlock more executions and more like level 2 and 3 weapons, and you get more made men in your little crew. You drive around a black caddy, and they all kind of pile in, and you got guys torching fences and guys blowing doors open and unlocking safes. And it's very cool. I'm having so much fun, which is the whole reason why I'm into gaming. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll have another video response real soon. You'll like the next one. It's going to be pretty interesting. I saw a really good video on gaming and collecting, and very interesting. I'll be doing a VR on that soon enough. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll try to get these videos out when I can. I've just been very busy right now. Work is going to slow down in a couple months, like usually by September. And that's when I can usually put 60 to 100 hours into some of these games, and then I can play like Far Cry 5 all the way through and some other ones, maybe even finish Mad Max or Fallout 4, who knows, we'll see. But I'm looking forward to later on this year when I've got the big blocks of time to really sink dozens of hours in. But I'm having a ball right now. So thanks again, guys, for your comments and your kindness, and enjoy your games. That's what it's all about.